This is Andi Purewal for ID Boxing. We are here in London and I'm joined by British boxing legend Ricky Hatton. Ricky, I appreciate this time. I know you're a busy man and obviously you've got to look after Chloe Watson, your fighter. Firstly, how is Chloe in amongst all this madness?
I think she's anxious, like we all are, with what's happening with the main event, and the press conference has been pushed back, which makes you even more anxious. But it's an issue that needs time. At the moment somebody's failed a drugs test, and so we're waiting for the press conference to find the actual crux of what's actually gone on. To be honest with you, it's a massive fight. We've all been looking forward to it. Fans, Chris and Conor have been looking forward to it. The undercard looking forward to it. For it not to happen will be upsetting, but ultimately, the boxer's health is always paramount in this game. So obviously that's why it's taking much time, because it's such a big issue. But hopefully we'll find out soon. Yeah.
The latest news that's been filtered down, Ricky, is it seems like the fight will not go ahead now. So do you believe that's the right move given the last 24 hours?
Well, you've got to be seen to be doing the right thing. I believe Conor says he doesn't know how it's happened and he doesn't know what's what's happened and all that, and I believe him. He's a fighter like his own man. All he dreamt about was being the best, like his own man did, like we all did, and that. But obviously, at the end of the day, the drugs tests are put there for a reason. A performance enhancing drug test, because they give someone an advantage over the other one, isn't it? So it's very hard, to see how the fight will go ahead. You know what I mean?
Ricky, I know Conor's got a great relationship with Campbell as well. He's given him some words of advice at this stage of his career. So when kind of the news broke for you, what was going through your mind?
Well, I don't know. It's something over. He said he didn't know how it's happened. And I believe him wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? And it's more tests will be done, and hopefully they'll get down to the bottom of it. But he's a fighting man, Conor. He's only young of years, but he's an absolute fighting man, and I believe him. There's going to be a simple explanation for it, but both fighters have been looking so forward to it. Even Chris, Chris has been working harder than ever, probably, because obviously he needs to get down a little bit more, doesn't he? As well. So it's a disappointment all round. But at the end of the day, what's happened's happened, and it needs further looking into, doesn't it?
One question that's been raised, Ricky, is say if a fight had gone ahead, how much of a damaging image does that bring to the sport when you consider seniors' reservations over the weight in the build-up to the fight and going back to kind of...
It does damage the sport, because they're put there for a reason, and all of a sudden, if we're saying that we're going to ignore it because of A, B or C, then it doesn't look bad. It's a little bit of... for me, I'm sure there's an explanation for it, but it's black and white, isn't it? Someone's failed a test, no fight. And if there's a way of wiggling out of it, I'd like to know how. But yeah.
If you were kind of working closer with Conor, or if you was in Junior's corner, what would be your advice to them in and amongst all of this last 24 hours, Ricky?
If I speak to Conor, nothing. It's self-explanatory. Conor will want to get to the bottom of it as much as everybody else, because it's something that it's not done purposely, but he has failed it. So he'll want to get to the bottom of it as much as the board will, and as much as they all do. It's common sense, isn't it? He feels he's been unjust, and he'll want to know as much as all of us, won't he?
Do you feel like this will damage Conor's reputation moving forwards, that this kind of cling to him?
Not really, no. It depends on what the outcome is. We're all jumping the gun and looking ahead. He turned around and says he's not guilty and he's done nothing wrong, and I believe him. So we've just got to wait and see what the further tests, if you like, I guess.
Ricky, just a word on yourself as well. How's everything going ahead of November 12th?
Yeah, training good. I had one training camp under my belt, which it sadly got postponed, but I think it got postponed for the better, because I've been even better in this camp. I've stayed on my weight. All my training started from a higher plane. My weights, my sparring, my road work, everything, diet, is just all better, and I think I've slipped another gear in this training camp. So come November 12th, I think the fans will be in for an even more treat.
Well, Ricky, you are looking in great condition, I must say, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Cheers, no problem.